Good morning, everyone. Today, I, Dr. Neha Ronald William, will be going to teach you about chemotherapy. The term chemotherapy can be defined as the treatment of disease caused due to ineffective parasites or organisms without causing destruction of their host cell. Modern chemotherapy began with the work of Paul Ehrlich. Due to his pioneer discoveries in his field, he is regarded as the father of chemotherapy. The second phase of revolution emerged in 1930s following the discovery of the British bacteriologist Alexander Fleming when he tested the filtrate of a broad culture of Penicillium mold for its activity, antibacterial activity. The term antibiotic has origin in the word antibiosis, the later being first time used by Valenius in 1889 in an attempt to describe the concept of survival of the fittest. Although the discovery of penicillin is named after Alexander Fleming in 1928, was not until 1940 at Oxford that Florey and Chain and their associates isolated it and described its properties in detail and thus turning Fleming's discovery to practical significance. Among many attempts to define the term antibiotic, the most appropriate one may be stated as antibiotic is a chemical agent derived from or metabolically produced by microorganisms and that in high dilution it antagonizes the growth or the survival of one or more species of microorganisms. The probable point of differences among antibiotics include physical, chemical, and pharmacological properties, antibacterial spectra, and mechanism of action. Landmark in the field of antibacterial agents, scientist Paul Ehrlich, discovery father of chemotherapy period 1854 to 1915. Scientist Sir Alexander Fleming, discovery penicillin period 1929. Scientist Domar, discovery Prontosol and sulfonamide period 1932 to 1935. Scientist Flore, discovery penicillin isolation period 1939. Scientist Bachmann, discovery streptomycin period 1944. Scientist Steinberg, discovery amphotericin B period 1956. Scientist Gentiles, discovery chrysofulvin period 1958. Scientist Usov, discovery clinical use of iodozuridine period 1959. Scientist Boyer, discovery clinical use of beta-astatine thiosemicarbazole period 1962. Park et al. In 1952 reported isolation of first nucleotide-linked precursor of peptidoglycan from Staphylococcus aureus grown in the presence of benzyl penicillin. They were later identified as uridine diphosphate acetylmuryl pentapeptide and its breakdown product like uridine 5' pyrophosphate and N-acetylmuramic acid. Park nucleotides, as they are known, were already shown to be an integral part of the bacterial cell wall structure. This key observation by Park laid the foundation of biosynthesis of bacterial cell wall of the concept that penicillin interferes in the biosynthesis of bacterial cell wall. In all the bacteria, the cell wall offers protection to the cytoplasmic membrane against changes in osmotic pressure. The cytoplasmic membrane is a fragile structure and is the site of the most of the biological process of the cell. Any defect in the cell wall, therefore, may cause the lysis of the cytoplasmic membrane and will indirectly impair protein synthesis in the bacteria. The wall of all bacteria contain peptidoglycan as their main natural structural component. This cell wall polymer protect the bacterium from the lysis in a hypnotic hypotonic environment. In gram-positive bacteria, peptidoglycan is a major constituent of the cell wall and may account for as much as 80% of total weight of the wall. However, in gram-negative bacteria, it represents only a minor component of the cell wall. Peptidoglycan is thus a vital component of bacterial cell wall which offers a network of high tensile strength and rigidity. It is formed by cross-linking of the glycan chains. Some glycan chains may remain uncross-linked and may get interspread through the peptidoglycan network. Due to simplified structure of gram-positive bacteria, they are highly susceptible to the action of beta-lactam antibiotic due to the freely permeable nature of their cell wall. The bacterial cell lysis occurs due to the activation of autolytic peptidoglycan hydrolysis by beta-lactam antibiotic. In gram-negative bacteria, however, above the peptidoglycan, a complex outer membrane is present which contains lipoprotein, phospholipid, lipopolysaccharides, and other components. Through its selective permeable nature, the outer membrane effectively controls the composition of periplasmic fluid that lies between the outer membrane and the cytoplasmic membrane. The permeability of outer membrane greatly varies among gram-negative bacteria, generally high in Neisseria, intermediate in Enterobacteriaceae, and very low in binding Pseudomonads. Periplasmic fluid is the main site where the beta-lactamase enzymes are present in the higher concentration and they decrease the ability of beta-lactam antibiotic to enter the gram-negative bacteria. Thus, the selective permeability of the outer membrane and the presence of beta-lactamase in the periplasmic fluid are the main factors that lowers the effectiveness of beta-lactam antibiotic against gram-negative microorganisms.